Hey guys, I want to show you how the Office Agent Invoice Check works and what it's for. First of all, to explain what it's for, the whole idea behind it is for you to go back and review all invoices that occurred during the pay period and to check those invoices to determine if you should be the office person on that invoice, but for some reason are not the office person on that invoice. An example might be you schedule a pest estimate, technician goes out there, sells a bi-monthly pest control service, calls into routing or to his branch manager to create a service setup for that. And when the routing person or the branch manager person sets that setup up, he mistakenly puts himself in as the office person on the initial, when in reality it should be you, because the fact that the salesperson sold a service setup out there is a result of you scheduling that inspection. So this report will create a way for you to go and review all invoices and determine if you should be the office person on it. So it'll show you invoices where you're not the office person, and it'll help you understand whether or not you should be the office person on it. So you will be getting an email that looks very similar to this one. So it'll say, "Hi all, attached is your office field payroll scrub. Please review invoices to determine blah, blah, blah." I'm not going to read it all. But the template that you'll use will be right here. You can click on it and it will open this template here. And then the report itself is attached. So you'll go ahead and open this report. And there's actually two reports on this one sheet. So the first report is the list of invoices, right? And then the second report is about 300 rows down, maybe more depending on how many invoices we did in that pay period. But you'll see this is the actual location list, and I'll show you how to use both of these, okay? So first, I'm going to go ahead and delete this line because this line pertains to this list down here, and I don't want to copy this line and paste it onto my other report. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second row, because I already have the header on my template sheet, right? So I don't need to copy the header. So I'm going to take this, Control Shift down, we'll highlight everything, Control C, we'll copy it all. And now I'm just going to paste that data onto this sheet, okay? So that's the first step. And basically what you're doing there is pasting all of the invoices that occurred in that pay period. So these are all the initials, one-time service invoices that you could potentially be the office person on, all right? And you'll see that a lot of them you are, but I'll show you how to filter it out. All right, and then the next report you're gonna take is down here, and what I'm actually going to do here, because it's showing everybody, you only want yours, right? So you're going to go and click on data. You'll click on this top row here of the location list. You'll click on data and then click on filter. All right, and then you're going to go and you're going to pick just your name, right? So let's use Rita as an example, okay? So we're only going to pick Rita. So now these are all the locations that Rita in the last pay period has created an estimate for, an order for. These are the locations that she's been involved with as far as scheduling things, whether it be a free estimate or a service order or an inspection or whatever, throughout the pay period, okay? So we're going to go ahead and copy all of those locations, all right? And then we're going to paste those locations in this column right here. All right. So now we know that all of these locations are Rita is involved with them one way or another, right? And so what's happening now is there's a formula that's saying, look at this location, and if this location exists in this list, then highlight it green. And so we're basically saying, look, all of these highlighted invoices over here, actually these are location numbers, but the row is an invoice, right? So all of these invoices over here, it is highly likely that Rita should be the office person on them, all right? So what we're going to do now that we have all of our data on the sheet is we're going to say filter this by green, because I only want to look at the invoices that Rita is associated with, okay? So filter by green. Make sure you don't sort by green, but you actually filter by green, okay? And the way that I did that was I clicked on this little arrow here, and I filter by green, okay? So now I'm only looking at invoices that Rita is the likely person that should be the office person, right? And here you can see, in most cases, it's true. But as you scroll down, you start to see that there's a few that's not Rita, right? So now I'm looking at all Rita, and then to narrow it down even more, I'm just going to say, in this row, show me invoices that are not Rita, right? So now I have these 3 greens that theoretically, and it's very likely that these invoices should be tied to Rita, right? But I'm showing only the ones that are not tied to Rita. So these are really the only ones that I need to check, right? So here you got invoice number 978858 that we think should be associated with Rita and not Randy Cologne. So we'll go on to PestPack and check that. So here's the location that we're referring to. And as you can see, here's the invoice that we're concerned about, right? So if we open that invoice, we'll see that Randy Cologne is the office person on that. But who was really the person that scheduled the original estimate to make that happen, right? So we'll come in here. Here's where the estimate occurred. So we're going to click on that. And we see that it's Randy Cologne. But is that really true? Because there's this other estimate right here that was voided at one point. So for whatever reason, that maybe the tech went out there and the customer wasn't there. I don't know, right? So we're going to come in and we're going to click on that. And we're going to see that Rita was actually the person that scheduled the bed bug estimate, right? The order date was the 24th. We went out there on the 25th. And look, rescheduled this for Thursday in 2 days. So Randy went ahead and rescheduled it, but he made himself the office person, when in reality, it should have been Rita, right? So we're going to go on to this bedbug pesticide treatment right here, and we're going to update it to the correct office person. And in this case, it's Rita Nunez, and click Save, right? So then we'll go back to our sheet, and we'll check this one off as done. You know, we checked it and we know that it's accurate and all is well, right? And so you would just do that for all the rest of these invoices, right? So pretty simple. So that you would go and check this location and look at the termite fume. Who was the original person that set up that estimate? You go and look at this location, you look at the termite escrow, which same locations, right? You check the termite escrow and you say, who's the original person that set the estimate up that should be tied to these billable orders, right? And it's the same for everybody else, right? So if you're not Rita, right, you're on, so if you're not Rita and you're Sochi, then you would grab this, a different list of location numbers, right? So Sochi, right? So here you got Sochi. We're going to copy all of those location numbers there, and we're going to come back to the template. We're going to clear all these filters so it expands the list again. And then I'm going to just delete these location numbers, and I'm going to put Sochi's location numbers in instead of Rita's, right? So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in, and just so we know what we're looking at, we're going to put in Sochi's name here, right? So these are all of Sochi's locations. So then we're going to say filter by green. So we know these are all the locations or invoices that Sochi has been involved with somehow, some way. And then show me all of the invoices that do not have Sochi, so I can narrow that down, right? So here's a rodent 1. Is this Sochi's? Well, we need to go and check, right? Here's a gopher 1. Is this Sochi's? Well, we need to go and check, right? So it's not always, sometimes this will be accurate, right? But sometimes it won't be either. So this is just a way to narrow down the results so you don't have to go and look at everything, right? You're just looking at the ones that are potentially wrong so you can go in and correct them. So I hope this tool helps. Like I said, you'll be getting an email. In fact, you probably got a link to this video in the email that you received. And this is how you use the tool, and you'll be getting the email the day after each pay period closes. So you'll get it on the 21st and you'll get it on the 6th. All right. Please note that the invoices we're looking at are actually 3 weeks of, is a 3-week period, but within that 3-week period is the pay period itself. So that's the only way the report would run. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day. Bye.